I'm Deborah Harris and I'm the Director of Grow CFO. And I've been in business now for 25 plus years. We started with an accounting practice many years ago and rolled this business out just recently. I attended Money in You because I was getting a lot of queries from customers or things coming up with my customers where they really just had some real challenges with their mindset around money. And as a CFO, we could really see that that was a big problem for them. So it didn't matter what we put in place for them. If they didn't have a great mindset around money, it was going to be a problem for them. So we looked around for great programs and products that were out there. And a lot of people we knew had done Money in You, and a lot of great famous people we knew had done Money in You. So we said, well, there must be something in this. It stood the test of time. Let's go have a look. And we don't recommend anything until we've done it ourselves. So we came along and we did Money in You, and then we did the other programs that they had to offer as well because it was just such exceptional value. So I attended Money in You with my husband. My husband and I did all of the programs together, which was fantastic for us to go through the experience together, because when one of you does something by yourself and you try to go and explain it to the other, it just doesn't work so well. They need to be there to really see how it is for you and for them at the same time. And it's made us much stronger as a couple. When we did Money in You, I was expecting to find a program that I could refer clients to. What I wasn't expecting was the fabulous results we got for our own business and for the distinctions we got. So we have a global company, and in the space, even now with COVID, we've grown month on month, doubled in month on month for the last few months, just because we know the principles of Money in You. And it's not about ripping people off or anything like that. What it is, it's about how to really find out what that person needs, how to find out what they value, how to find out how I can add value, how to find out how I feel about adding value to them in certain ways. And that's been the real distinction for me. The way that I've been able to add real context to how I present now is that everything I present now is working towards a greater goal. Everything I present now is working towards what we want as a brand, what I want as a personal brand. I'm working towards the legacy I want to leave. And so before, I would take the speaking opportunities because they were there, and they were great, and most of them were kind of in the right space, but I didn't have the context of how to frame my conversations and frame my presentations, as well as what I did after I had done powerful presentations. And what was lacking was the real essence of me, of what people really need to see who I am, so that they can make a decision about what I'm saying. The instructor's training program for me was really the extension of all of the distinctions I've got from Money in You, from powerful presentations, from creating wealth. What I guess I was looking for was some way of bringing it all together, some way of saying, you know, I am a transformational leader in the space of cash flow. So how do I claim that space? How do I say to other people, this is my space, this is what I believe? And part of that has been through the instructor training program. So that's how the instructor training program is assisting my business. But I didn't do the instructor training program just for that. What I did was say, you know, my end goal is if I could go around the world presenting, and particularly to countries that can't afford much in the way of other things. So third world and emerging economies, which is where my passion lies. If I can be the person who says, you know what, I can do that space and go out and deliver the same quality of service to those people in emerging economies, imagine how transformed our world would be. Imagine what the space of Money in You would be like. Imagine how our world would work differently. So that's why I took up the challenge of being an instructor in training And I know that it's going to be a great journey. It's going to be a vast journey because of the distinctions that you learn every single step of the way, or the distinctions that I've been learning every single step. It's an amazing journey, and everything I do, I can bring it back into my family life. I can bring it back into my business life. I've got 5 young adults as children, and it's just amazing to be able to bring the distinctions back to them. So if you're thinking about doing Money and You, there's obviously something going on inside you that recognizes there's a gap. There's something you need. And chances are that Money and You has it. Now, whether that gap is because personally you're maybe don't have the funds that you wished you had, or the lifestyle you wished you had, or whether that gap is actually about your relationship to money, either way, the program is going to be absolutely eye-opening. There's nothing that you can't learn right now about money, your reaction to money, how the world works. If you just do the program, you'll see it will be the most amazing experience for you. So for me, I am very much a kinesthetic learner. I like to learn by doing, immersing myself in stuff. I have a lot of educational experience. I have a lot of programs that I've done. I've been to, I don't think there's a year that's gone by where I haven't done something that's made me stop and consider and take action, or immerse myself in understanding and knowledge and thinking. And so I'm a bit of a dork, really. I do a lot of extra study all the time because I like it. And I just think for me, it really is a program that it just dropped me into it. I didn't have to spend months and months doing that stuff. I didn't have to just be in my head and be intellectual and studying in books and reading things. The program itself, the games you play, the experiences you have, just immerse you into the learning and the understanding so quickly that it is a much more rapid way of learning something. So attending Money and You, after we came out of Money and You, we just realised that this was something that we wanted our kids to experience as well. So we've actually signed up 2 of our 5 children to do Money and You in the next round. And we know that the others will go ahead and take it as they can. And we're so excited. We can't wait for the distinctions that they're going to get. This is going to set them up for life. We know it. So that's one of the things that we just became really committed to as soon as we finished Money and You, was to say, the kids have got to do this. One of the things about our business was that we already had a global business. We were making global connections, and we were able to really step fully into the understanding of how we could take that global business and just make it that much more meaningful and purposeful. We already had as our basic construct behind our virtual chief financial officers was to help those fast growth companies that were out there doing something that was really meaningful and impactful in the world. But we were able to meet some extraordinary people. And now when we come across those people, we know when they say they're Money and You graduates, we just know that they have this deeper level of understanding, that we can go in and speak to them in a way that we wouldn't be able to speak to the general population. And it's not kind of secret handshake, strange stuff. It's just a deep level understanding. We know exactly where they get with money. We know what they get. We know that they need to leverage. We know that they understand leverage. And so we can go in and say, okay, this is how we're going to go about doing that. This is how we're going to help your business rise to the next level. And that's been instrumental in our rapid growth over the last few months. And the opportunities that we've had over the last few months, if you look at the people who are still associated with Money and You after all these years and still happy to have their name attached to the brand, that's something extraordinary, really extraordinary. You don't actually get that in most other companies. When someone has left or is no longer actively involved, they want their name removed. But these people are all still actively involved. They're living the principles every day through their business. So they don't want their name removed from Money and You. They're proud to be graduates. And there's something in that. When you have a look at who are graduates, there's something in that.